Welcome to the WD168. God gives us 168 hours every week to live, love, and enjoy. This is our take on this 168 from the WD. An enormous explosion shook the city of Beirut, the entire country of Lebanon, the Middle East, and many of us throughout the world. The damage is widespread, with the Lebanese health ministry putting the number of deaths over 100 and over 4,000 injured. This coming at a time when Lebanon is dealing with economic crisis, cash shortage, internal collapse, and on top of it all, like the rest of the world, the effects of the coronavirus. Lebanon, and more specifically her capital city of Beirut, was a longtime center for Armenian community in the Middle East and the diaspora in general. Following the Armenian genocide by the Turks, Armenians were exiled from their ancestral homeland and found refuge and hospital environments to live in and prosper in many of the Middle Eastern countries, in towns such as Aleppo, Haleb, Baghdad, Tehran, Cairo, and Beirut was a jewel city in the Middle East. It became one of the centers for the Armenian church after the exile from Cilicia. Today, to see the town in ruins, destroyed, brings back memories of many Armenians about just how quickly things can change. His Holiness Karekin II, the Catholicos of all Armenians, quickly was in touch with Lebanese president to offer condolences and support. He reached out to His Holiness Aram I, the Catholicos of Cilicia, to offer support for the Catholicos 8, the seminary and the brotherhood there. Catholicos Aram had made a visit to the local areas affected by the explosion that day, especially to the heavily populated Armenian area of Burj Hamud, to meet with victims and survivors, offering prayers, encouragement, and spiritual strength. We're witnessing our clergy standing in solidarity with our people at this most trying time. From here in the Western Diocese, our primate, Archbishop Hovnan Derdeyan, immediately took to the internet and made an emotional and impassioned plea to the faithful of the Western Diocese to take a stand in solidarity and to lend a hand to our brothers and sisters in Beirut. Here's Turmoil.
Սիրելի բարեբաշտ հայրենիք, այս ցաներ օրերուն մենք որպես Սուրբ Եկեղեցու սպասավոր հոգուբարդ կսկանք նաև գոչ հղելու ցեզ, որ առաջնորդարանի միջոցով դուք եւս ձեր բաժինը բերեք օգնություն հասցնելու համար հատկապես լիբանահայ մեր եղբայրներուն եւ քույրերուն.
The story from Lebanon is just now unfolding. It's all new. This evening, Sarpazan will be meeting with other community leaders in the Pan-Armenia Council to talk about what the next step is. Please check our diocesan social media pages for updates. This is obviously a very bad time for Lebanon. Lebanon is a country in the process of collapsing, is dealing with severe financial, economic crisis, with hyperinflation. People can't help themselves. There's just no opportunities. You just can't go to a bank. And the coronavirus on top of it has only exacerbated all of that. Not to mention the massive electricity shortage throughout the country. Hospitals are calling for blood, but some of the hospitals were so damaged, including one that's the main treatment center for COVID-19. And so it is struggling under the weight of the amount of patients that it has. So you can imagine how immense this situation is. The health minister told local media recently that they're actually sourcing field hospitals from the World Health Organizations and from Qatar. That gives you an idea of just how the hospitals are really not equipped to deal with the huge flow of injured people, which is expected to go on in the coming days to become higher and higher. A special fund has been set up at the Western Diocese to aid the people of Beirut. You can earmark a check to Beirut Relief, and you can also visit our diocesan website and make a donation earmarked for Beirut. Every cent of your donation, 100% of it, will go for Beirut Relief. Just before the Beirut explosion, the three primates of the North American Diocese of the Armenian Church, our Archbishop Hovnan Derderian from the Western Diocese, Bishop Apgar Hovagimian of the Canadian Diocese, and Bishop Daniel Findikian of the Eastern Diocese, met together in a virtual meeting with the Catholicos of all Armenians, His Holiness Karakin II. There they exchanged information about the state of each of the dioceses, as well as sharing concerns for the church in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic. At the same time, His Holiness shared his concerns for the welfare of Armenia in light of recent military actions by the neighboring Azerian forces and political rumblings. All three primates of the North American Diocese shared in that same concern as they deliberated action for the coming months. And so today, I'd like to leave you with this thought. As the lyricist once said, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. There's no denying that, especially today, in the midst of everything we're seeing. And prayer seems to be the vehicle to bring that focus on that love, on how to dispense that love. The month of July culminated with an evening prayer service at the St. Leon Revontians Armenian Cathedral, organized and offered by the Bridging Generations. These young people, in solitude, they brought their prayers to a world that is searching for peace. These young voices and these souls invited us, all of us, to lift up our hearts, to join them in prayer. And as you hear the stories that are coming out from the Middle East, as you hear the stories all around us, as you see the tragedies, put your faith in God, in the love that we have in our hearts. Our ability to reach out to one another is being called upon right now. And I'm asking you, all of you that are listening, that are following along, make this an opportunity where you share the love that you have in your heart. With that, we end this 168 and look forward to greeting you again next week as we look at the 168 from the WD.